At the first competency hearing, Assistant District Attorney Adrien Love accused Kane and Shane's father of lying about Shane's disability, which prompted Kane to file a motion for the court to find her in contempt. Kane told the appeal that Love's accusations were completely unethical. During her closing arguments at Shane's first competency hearing, Love said that Shane's legal team was trying to get you to feel sorry for Shane Kendall. He's had all of these problems, Love said. I'm not going to say he hasn't had a hard life. I'm saying that he's competent to stand trial, and they haven't proven otherwise. Oh, Miss Love, I might have caught your hand in that cookie jar. But who is Miss Love, the loser of Middle Georgia? Roll it!
My name is Adrien Love. I'm a proud Soperton, Georgia native, a Montgomery County High School graduate because Mama was working there, a Morris Brown College and Georgia Tech graduate, and then I went on to graduate Georgetown Law before becoming a prosecutor in Swainsboro, Vidalia, and the rest of the Middle Circuit. Currently, I am a Deputy District Attorney in Fulton County.
Adrien Love, Chief Deputy District Attorney, high-profile cases and difficult witness division. Adrien Love is an attorney with more than 16 years of litigation experience, and she is a 15-year veteran prosecutor. Adrien earned her J.D. at Georgetown University Law Center after she graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in mathematics from Morris Brown College and a Bachelor of Civil Engineering degree from Georgia Institute of Technology. Adrien has served both as an associate juvenile court judge and as an assistant public defender in addition to working as a prosecutor. Adrien has served the state of Georgia as a prosecutor for over 15 years. She joined the Fulton County District Attorney's Office in August 2011 after serving 6 years as an assistant district attorney in a Middle Judicial Circuit of Georgia. She has specialized in handling the most complicated felony cases and has successfully prosecuted decades-old cold cases. Adrien has served as head of the District Attorney's Office Gang Unit and has served Fulton County as a Chief Senior Assistant District Attorney in the Crimes Against Women and Children Unit, Gang Unit, and Major Case Unit. Adrien has served as lead counsel and scores the complex felony jury trials and has been recognized for her litigation prowess with such awards as the Cold Case Award and the Gang Unit Employee of the Year Award. Adrien now serves the state of Georgia as part of District Attorney Fonnie Willis' executive team. Well, it would seem that Miss Love had bigger things in her sights and in her eyes. She wanted to be a DA her damn self. Check this out.
In Lawrence, Twiggs, Johnson, and Trittland counties will elect a district attorney this year. For the first time in more than a decade, the incumbent Craig Frazier has a challenger. Wanya Reese introduces you to Adrien Love.
The current district attorney, Craig Frazier, has been in office for many years, and his challenger, Adrien Love, says that it's time for a new and fresh approach when it comes to the DA's office. Adrien Love is a Soperton native trying to be the next district attorney of the Dublin Judicial Circuit.
I have worked as an assistant public defender. I have worked as an associate juvenile court judge. And for the last 15 years, I have been serving Georgia families as an assistant district attorney and now chief senior assistant district attorney.
Love attended Morris Brown and Georgia Tech for her undergrad before going to Georgetown Law. Now Love is ready to take an aggressive stance on gang violence.
And that's particularly relevant in this particular race because unfortunately we're seeing here in our circuit a growing gang problem. And I have been specially trained to handle those kinds of cases.
Love wants to establish a gang unit. She also plans to tackle violence against women and children.
Those take a special kind of prosecution and a special kind of willingness to actually work hard and talk and work with your victims and your witnesses to successfully bring them to trial.
Love says young people accused of crime should have better options besides getting locked up.
Because as our next district attorney, I intend to implement a school justice program to help get at-risk kids who are on track to going to jail out of the criminal justice system and work with our schools, our churches.
Love says she is willing and ready to serve.
And she lost by almost 6,000 votes. I will not put up her campaign videos because they were pretty bad. There's one in particular that I'm going to be showing, but that's going to be especially for Fonnie Willis because I have an idea. But let's get to this case and while y'all here. Medical staff at notorious Atlanta jail let autistic teen waste away and die, lawsuit says. At 15, Shane Kendall, an autistic child with bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and intellectual impairment, allegedly fatally shot his mother. Despite Kendall's disabilities, prosecutors charged him as an adult with murder before he turned 19. He died at the Fulton County Jail. During his last years of his life, Shane Kendall, an autistic teenager, was locked up inside Atlanta's notoriously dangerous Fulton County Jail. In an interview, his parents told The Appeal that when Shane turned 18, he was sent to the adult unit, big boy jail as he called it. He wouldn't survive the year. On January 31st, 2021, roughly a month before his 19th birthday, which means he was 18, officers found Shane curled up in a ball on the floor of his cell, according to a wrongful death suit by his father, Harold Joseph Kendall, who goes by Joe, filed earlier this year. The suit alleges that Shane asked to be placed in a different cell, but when the officers denied Shane's request, he assaulted his cellmate, who later reported that Shane told him he'd started a fight because he wanted to get out of the cell. Guards then gave Shane a notice that he was facing 48 days of disciplinary lockdown, essentially 24-hour-a-day solitary confinement, according to the complaint. The next morning, officers found Shane unresponsive from an apparent unalive attempt. Joe's suit alleges that the jail's medical providers employed by the for-profit company NavCare failed to render life-saving care and neglected his medical needs throughout his incarceration. The suit names NavCare, two medical providers, several sheriff's office employees, Fulton County, and his sheriff Patrick Labatt as defendants. When the nurse arrived at his cell, she refused to perform CPR, saying she had a bad knee, according to officers' reports, with one officer noting that he was alarmed by the nurse's refusal. The physician's assistant, who arrived more than 10 minutes after, discovered Shane's body, was described as disoriented, and one supervisor's report, unlike the nurse, he brought an automatic external defibrillator, which recommended no shock, according to the complaint. NavCare has faced similar accusations of neglect from incarcerated patients and their loved ones in the last 5 years. The company has been sued for more than 300 times in federal court. Despite the ongoing controversy surrounding the for-profit company, Fulton County commissioners on November 15th voted to renew NavCare's contract through the end of 2024, from January 1st through December 31st, 2024. Fulton County will pay NavCare more than $33 million. The county also recently recognized the NavCare team of health heroes for going above and beyond to save lives during a serious incident at the jail. Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitts said in a press release posted on NavCare's website, the medical providers were awarded the Fulton County Chairman's Award for Outstanding Endeavors for the benefit of Fulton County citizens. In the court filings, NavCare has denied all wrongdoing in Shane's case and asked the court to dismiss the complaint. The sheriff and county have also filed motions to dismiss. The court has not yet ruled on the motions. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office, which operates the jail, told The Appeal in an email that it does not comment on pending litigation and would not say if the medical providers were still employed at the jail. The Office of Fulton County Attorney emailed the municipality, had no comment in response to questions sent by The Appeal. Attorneys for NavCare did not respond to requests for comment. Shane's parents hope their lawsuit will help protect others at the jail. It is not just about Shane. There are so many lives in there. Shane's stepmom, Margie Thorpe, told The Appeal, the fact that we still contract with this medical company to take care of these people or not take care of them is a crime. Shane's criminal defense attorney, Rachel Kaufman, who also represents Shane's dad in the civil suit, told The Appeal that the teen should never have been sent to the Fulton County Jail. In addition to autism and developmental disability, Shane had to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, ADHD, and intellectual impairment, according to medical and court records. Kaufman's co-counsel in the criminal case, Daniel Kane, told the court during Shane's first competency hearing that Shane was hallucinating during one of their initial meetings. Kane testified that during his 40-year-plus care, he'd only raised concerns about clients' competency in 3 cases at the Fulton County Jail. Shane reported to medical staff that he experienced visual hallucinations when in closed spaces. Joe testified that he never expected Shane to be able to live independently. He said that the teen had received therapeutic services since he was a toddler. He had a list of mental problems as long as your arm, and they had been documented since birth. Joe told The Appeal when Shane was less than a week old, he was placed in foster care and went to live with Joe and his ex-wife. They adopted him a couple of years later. Joe said, if there was ever anyone who should have been treated as mentally ill, as a mentally ill person rather than a criminal, then it's Shane Kendall, Joe said. At 15, Shane allegedly picked up a loaded gun left out of his adopted mother's house. She and Joe had split up years earlier and fatally shot her, said Kaufman. Joe did not receive his medication when he was staying at his mother's house, according to Joe's complaint. Despite his well-documented history of psychiatric and developmental disabilities, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office charged him as an adult with murder and other offenses. Kaufman told the appeal she begged and pleaded with the prosecutors then under the leadership of Fulton County District Attorney Paul Howard to agree to have him placed in a psychiatric hospital, but they fought me every step of the way. At the first competency hearing, Assistant District Attorney Adrien Love accused Kane and Shane's father of lying about Shane's disability, which prompted Kane to file a motion for the court to find her in contempt. Kane told the appeal that Love's accusations were completely unethical. During her closing arguments at Shane's first competency hearing, Love said that Shane's legal team was trying to get you to feel sorry for Shane Kendall. He's had all of these problems, Love said. I'm not going to say he hasn't had a hard life. I'm saying that he's competent to stand trial, and they haven't proven otherwise. She told the jury that his medical history and diagnosis were relevant in proving whether or not he was competent to stand trial, and that he was only at the psychiatric facility because his parents have lobbied to keep him there and the state hasn't objected. However, the 2018 court order that sent Shane to the facility states that a psychiatrist found Shane incompetent. Both counsel for the defendant and counsel for the state agreed that defendants should be transferred to the facility for psychiatric treatment to see whether restoration of competency can occur, the order states. At the end of Love's closing, she said she liked to add a little levity into the proceedings and told the jury she liked cartoons and comic books. She then played an excerpt from one of the Spider-Man movies in an apparent attempt to underscore her argument that Shane was malingering. Kaufman did not make similar attempts at levity in her closing remarks. I'm boiling with anger and frustration, she told the jury. How low are we going to go? The state is willing to go pretty low. The state's default position has been to win at all costs, to ignore ethics, morality. That hearing ended in a hung jury. Kaufman said she hoped the prosecutors would change course and not retry the case. Instead, they took Shane to trial again. This time, the jury found him competent to stand trial. Kane said he warned Love what would happen if Shane went to jail. I told Adrien, I told her, this guy is not going to make it. He will not live, he said. And damned if I wasn't right. He goes to jail. I said something will happen. Shane's case breaks my heart every day, Kane said. I wake up with it in the middle of the night. Love, who stayed in the prosecutor's office after Fonnie Willis defeated Howard in 2020, is now the chief deputy district attorney for the high-profile cases and difficult witness division. She did not respond to requests for comments. While Willis has become a darling of some Democratic circles for using the state's racketeering law to prosecute former President Donald Trump and several of his associates, she also drawn fierce criticism for using that same law against musicians. Last year, Willis' office filed charges against musician Young Thug and more than 24 affiliated with this record label, Young Stoner Life Records, accusing them of conspiracy to violate state's racketeer influence and corrupt organizations RICO Act. Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams, was also charged with participation in criminal street gang activity. Love is prosecuting a case against Young Thug, who has maintained his innocence on all charges in court. Love has argued that the rapper's lyrics, which she read to the jury, indicate his guilt. One of Williams' co-defendants was recently stabbed at the Fulton County Jail. Rightfully, some of y'all are going to have mixed feelings about this because you cannot ignore that a 15-year-old picked up a gun and shot his mom and killed her. I get that. The problem that I have with that is that he was going to be locked up for the rest of his life. It was a matter of where. You see, a society that chooses to treat certain individuals a certain way will be judged upon that. So that's where we had to land with it. He was never going to get out. A psychiatric hospital is worse than an actual prison. It is. But the thing that should piss you off about all of this is that Miss Love touts right now in the YSL case about history and documenting and fact-finding and deep dives and all that. But bitch, where the fuck was that with this kid? He's been documented of having mental issues since a goddamn toddler. Are you telling me, Miss Love, you that damn dumb? When you watch Miss Love's videos and stuff like that, I'm not going to play the sound. Notice how stiff she operates. It's robotic in nature. See, the intelligent ones lacks sympathy and lack empathy, and definitely lacks the ability to convey empathy when they're speaking. Do you think Miss Love sits back and regrets some of the stuff she did? Hell no. Miss Love, if you were so dope at your job and you would prosecute people and all that shit, why didn't you prosecute the nurse? Huh? She could have instructed the police officers exactly what to do and all that stuff and everything like that. Or she could have not shown up for work. So, Miss Love, I gotta wonder the question, for you to be so good at your job, why are you so goddamn bad? That kid should have never been in there. And it's one of the worst stories ever told because you were prosecuting an 18-year-old. And at 15, you were going to charge him as an adult, which means you had a whole entire team that could have went through the records and all this stuff. You had people that already agreed to send him to a psychiatric ward, and you intervened and said, hell nah, I don't believe it. Before that young dude even turned 19, he was already dead. And it's your fault. Why? Because he should have never been there. And so like an old story I tell y'all about this truck driver in Dallas who got into an accident with a woman that was DUI and driving and all of that stuff and everything like that. And she smacked into the damn truck. And you know why the damn lady was never charged and why the person ended up ultimately losing his license and going to jail? Was because the truck should have never been there in the first place. They looked at what's called his logs. And how do logs correlate to this? Oh, it's simple. Because there were logs for him and his mental disabilities and all of that. So when I hear Miss Love speak and when she talks, she's lying. Flat out. She don't care. And Miss Love, I found you out, baby. Oh, I found you out. Miss Applebottom Love, the love of my heart, the love of my life. Nah, I'm just playing. Miss Love gonna be coming for Fonnie Willis' job. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know Miss Love gonna be coming for Fonnie Willis' job because those plea deals were not Miss Love's ideas. Those plea deals were Fonnie Willis' ideas. And I know the exact commercial that she's gonna run. Check this out, because she already read it. I mean, she already done it before.
DA Craig Frazier has failed our families. He let child go free. He let go free. He even let murderers and gang members go free. And he's never prosecuted a single gang in his career. Thankfully, we have a better choice.
I'm Adrien Love. I'm a Soperton native and resident, an experienced tough assistant DA. It's time to start protecting Middle Georgia families. Vote Adrien Love for DA.
Oh man. Stan G voice, right? Yeah. Those are going to be the exact same tactics. One thing about hunger and power that Miss Love has, she's been a judge, a public defender, a prosecutor, and all this stuff. She wants that DA spot, and she's already done it before. She was with Paul Howard's team. She just stayed on. The same thing Fonnie Willis did. So when y'all see Miss Love, I'll call her right now. She's going to disappear, open up her own firm. She going to kill it because she is good in court, regardless of what y'all say. She is good in court. She knows how to get her way. So when she does that and starts to open up her own firm, yeah, probably within the next 4 years, she's going to come for the DA's position, and she's going to talk and talk a lot. And one thing she's going to say is, I disagreed with giving those murderers and gang members plea deals. What a despicable act by Miss Fonnie Willis. And I don't have the scorn and the ire of public infidelity. Mark my words. We're going to hear one of these.
Previously on X-Men.
And then the battle is going to commence. It's going to get ugly. Woo! I can't wait. But y'all wanted Miss Love video? There y'all got it. If this video don't get 4,000 likes or we don't hit at least 50,000 views, I am privatizing this damn thing and I am putting it in members only mode. So let's run the numbers up. Y'all been begging for this goddamn video. I could have put something else out that would have ran 100,000 views. So we need this at 50,000 views in order to help us get that there. Just hit that like and don't be a square. The other video I dropped, we coming for Fonnie Willis. Booker T voice, we coming for you, nigga.
Go, sucker! Hulk Hogan! We coming for you, nigga!